With it right here with who I started with me, something like a Spartan. It's going hard regardless. I'm from the 826 plus 5 more bitches. Uno Central Coast mom and suicide bombings, arsonists. I step in the booth and gas. I gotta keep it lit. Engineer all my music. I work hard at this.
That's right, and we're back live on Chicano Tube. We're live on Chicano Street. Beautiful linda raza, do me a favor. It's all I ask, cabrones. Either hit the like button or right next to it is a chinga tu madre button. It's all good. You don't got to like everything we tell you here, but we're going to tell you the truth no matter how many strikes rain down on la chingada. And again, here we care about brown issues and brown issues only, cabrones. All right. So again, let me go through some formalities before I bring on the man, Mega Man, Long Beach Social Experiment. My brother, before I bring him on, and we're about to deep dive into some things that are going to make you go, all right, let me go through the formalities because I'm already thinking of the conversation where it's going to go. It's going to be a really, really, let's give it a word. Let's give it enlightening. It's going to be a really enlightening conversation. But before let's go through some formalities. Gracias to all the day oneers. Gracias to everyone inside the members only. The members only has been the backbone of the community. They have all access to content creator series of fighting. Don't forget, we got the exclusive. It's already growing legs. For next Cinco de Mayo, we got IE Foos versus LA Foos. Just based on the feedback from the last one, which you can see the posters right here. Shout out to all those, man. I'll tell you what, all these men right here, this is a murderer's row of nothing but killers and assassins right here. You got Cholo Trucker, the baddest Chicano on YouTube right here. Este güey, este pinche cara fea, ese güey no es nada. And then, of course, you got Snowman right here, the legendary with legendary hands out of Fontana. And then, of course, you got Mile High Hustle, whose next pro fight is October 25th. So LA Foos versus IE Foos. You guys were asking me, how can I be a part of it? The whole thing grew legs because 4 or 5 IE camaradas reached out to me. And they're like, Mikey, I like what you're doing there. All respect, grown man shit. Let's go ahead and put the cuetes down, put the gloves up. Let's throw hands. And so they reached out to me, and then it just, like a light bulb went off. You know what I mean? I was doing a live, and during the live is where the light bulb went off. And I said, you know what? LA Foos versus IE Foos can go down Cinco de Mayo. I just had Coach Al. Shout out to Coach Al from Warzone Boxing. He commented on that live. I titled that live, go back sometime during that last week. It was one of the run and gun midday fix on the go lives. Coach Al Franco from Warzone Boxing tapped in, and he said the facilities are absolutely yours. We might go take a look at the Rialto facility. I'm not exactly sure, but I do want to have a conversation with them because we absolutely loved the Upland facility. And he said, I think that's only 18 minutes of difference. So LA Foos versus IE Foos is just to let you know, it grew legs on the chat on the internet. This is what you guys want to see. We had almost 300 people live watching Mexican Independence Day sparring. So I say, why not piggyback off of boxing? Porque somos raza y somos mexicanos. And let's do something Cinco de Mayo en la Independencia. If nothing, we'll do something aquí y acá. How about that? LA Foos, IE Foos, reach out to me in the DM. I'm Chicano Tube on all platforms. I'm thinking of doing it like an Ultimate Fighter kind of style, which means maybe we'll have a team captain and we'll have all the soldiers, or what do you want to call them? Scrappers, soldiers, or whatever. We'll have them all on one team, and maybe I'll make a backdrop that shows both. You know what I mean? It'll be half IE Foos and half LA Foos. But again, everything is premised on respect. I know a lot of the comments, they get really loud online. That's cool. Don't trip. The internet don't trip. You know what I mean? Anyone that's really been anywhere or done anything is not going to be talking out the side of their neck on the internet. I'll just tell you that right now. But again, because we're all grown men and we're all premised on respect, man. It's funny because the cats, like most of the cats that went to Mexican Independence Day sparring, I had people come from Salinas, people come from up north. Most of the people were coming from down south. It's all based on respect. Most of us have similar backgrounds. And because we've been somewhere and did some shit, we appreciate everything. And we're going to go home to our family. So it's going to be respectful. Everyone that runs a fade, hey, shake hands. I'm not sure how we're going to do it, but I can't wait. Maybe Ultimate Fighter style. All right. So that's the introduction there. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring on my brother from another mother. Let's do it. Mega Man, Long Beach, social experiment. You've been out in Long Beach amongst the social people, and it probably wants to make you an introvert, right? You're like, I don't want to deal with people, right? These pinchy cabrones. Or then again, some people say we're the aliens. How are you, cabron?
I'm good. I just want to say thank you for inviting me on your podcast. I want to give a shout outs to Hoodstock, Lucky doing his thing, American Cholo and all. Man, I just came back. My podcast was banned in July, and I barely got everything uplifted maybe about 3 weeks ago. And slowly doing the podcast. I did like a little episode. Just there were some hiccups. You know how it is. There's haters out there. Just they
Yeah.
say some random shit and make a lot of lies. Like, man, it must be a slow week for their episodes.
Oh yeah, cabron. Again, we haven't had a strike probably since last time that you were here, cabron. So every
Yeah.
time you come on, I feel like doing what Joe Rogan told Alex Jones. You know what I mean? All right, let's we're gonna stay on track, cabron. We're gonna try to stay on track. We're gonna try to provide sources or who said what or the report that came out or someone from the podium, because there's a lot to talk about. Let's just go ahead and get straight into it, cabron. This week has been a historic week. Last week was a historic week. For the first time, and I don't know how long, maybe the chat can fact check me, we had a former FBI director get indicted with felony federal charges. That hasn't happened in a long, long time. Okay, basically, this cabron, they're saying this cabron was one of the, what is it called? Vehicles for pushing the Russia investigation that caused taxpayers billions and billions and billions of dollars. That was supposed to be an insurance policy way to do a Title 14 after J6, which we're going to get the president out of here. They called it an insurance policy. Should the American people give a shit? Or is this corruption something new? What's gonna come about this Comey indictment? What do you see it as, cabron? I want to go ahead and get your insight on the former FBI director that has now been indicted.
Oh, so Comey, he's already dead. He already got executed in 2021 by the guillotine over there in Gitmo. So there's going to be a lot of shapeshifters. There's going to be a lot of clones and actors and all. So you're going to see a lot of stuff going to come out the end of this year, but also for the next 3 years. If you go to a lot of websites, which this is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't know this, that the deep state is surrendering. A lot of shit's going to be popping off, and a lot of the people that you see like Obama or this person and all, they're all executed at Gitmo. It's wild, and I'm kind of glad that everyone's on the same page. But with Comey, like right now, like what's going on with Trump, he's battling through the deep state, and the deep state is a million strong. There's no hiding it now with what's going on with Greenland and Antarctica and all, or certain areas, that they need these facilities because for the high up people, they're going to make prisons for those deep state people. So, or at the same time, they might get executed at Gitmo with their heads cut off of what they did to treasons, of what they did to our country, but also what they did, what was going on with a lot of human trafficking going on around the world, which I don't know why. This is one of the reasons that they're doing digital ID and they're losing our free speech, because the truth is coming out and everything is all like leads you straight to Israel.
Are you saying Comey's deep state?
Oh yeah, a lot of people are.
Yeah. What do you mean? Oh yeah, automatically. How do you know? I'm just put it out there, cabron. I mean, I'm being devil's advocate. What qualifies them to fall in the category of deep state?
The deep state are like the cabal, fallen angels, reptilians, the black pope, the gray pope. They control everything. They control which countries are going to go to war. What's going to be the Great Reset. I mean, right now, like a lot of people want to see the United States fall, the collapse. I mean, a lot of people think that we're in debt for $37 trillion. We're in debt for close to $60 trillion. So, I mean, because they're building a lot of underground bases, and you see a lot of people putting their for sale signs and going to certain countries that's safe and having their bunkers and their. Because I mean, look at the shit's coming out, man. You can't hide that Epstein. I mean, it's deeper with whole human trafficking. It's wild, and this is one of the reasons why censorship is going to be an all-time high next year, because look what's going on. A lot of people who have been still asleep are slowly waking up, and you could see from certain people's pages like, oh, I was worried about this one or this person. Everyone's waking up, because the thing is, you're seeing a good and evil. You're seeing a spiritual warfare. You're going to see who's been right and who's been wrong. But also, if you really think about it, the way how I see a spiritual warfare, you got to protect the kids. The kids are everything, and you're seeing what's going on with adrenochrome and with a lot of like that Pizzagate or the Fragile drip. What was going on with Hillary Clinton? Man, there's some wild stuff on these dark webs. But you got to be careful.
Let me ask you this. Absolutely. Let me ask you this: is there, because we can be talking about deep state conspiracies, things that people don't hear, but do you think that there's actually good players also on the field at the same time with bad players, or do you think the leaders of this nation, most of them bad players, there's no good players? What do you think?
You got both. You got the white hats and you got the black hats. You got the white hats are for humanity, and you got the black hats are causing destruction. I mean, everything is going to be evolved with AI. That's the new Antichrist, and the new God is going to be. He's the machinery. It's like an AI that controls everything. Like they want to see people die. It's if you really understand, like people are so focused on certain islands or certain places or certain times. I mean, the deep state. I mean, when you I'm going to go a little bit more like a little off the wall and all, but you're going to see some wild shit happen in October with this whole ship that's going or coming our way, because you're going to see a lot of solar flares. So when you understand like this whole 5D chess, like what you see what's going on with Trump, that they're saying that he has a second actor or maybe a second clone, and Trump is hiding because, man, I'm telling you, the deep state over the world are strong. And the weird thing about it is, word on the street that I think it's the Black Pope or the Great Pope was executed, and one of the people who saw the execution was one of the Rothschilds. And you're going to see a list of people who have been executed for years. If you ever come to visit Los Angeles, it's not like it used to be. And I was telling Cindy about this. It's like when you see a lot of fires, a lot of like disasters and all, it's good and evil. There's people trying to hide the evidence, and the elites, the deep state, are using direct energy, light beams, or weather control and anything to kind of like fuck up like the light the white hats. What they're doing is to take over Earth. Where a lot of, now that we're moving into the 3D, we're moving to the 5D. We're going to the positivity route, where a lot of people don't want to be around negativity. There's been some stuff on Q, and there is I forgot his name, but he has a podcast. He's really focused on the deep state, that they were saying a couple months ago that the Galactic Federation had to really clean up the undergrounds of what was going on. If you look at the news, what was going on in Area 51 or certain areas around, there was like a lot of fires, a lot of tornadoes, hurricanes, and there was a lot of disasters. They were cleaning up all what was going on with the undergrounds with cloning, hybrids, sex trafficking, torture.
We're gonna get to all of that. I got Epstein on the list. We're gonna get to Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens. We'll get to Israel, a lot of other things, but I'm gonna just grab the bull by the horns, just keep on track on this. Okay, that was your thoughts on Comey. Now, some other stuff was breaking news. I told you last week, a lot of headlines just came out. Now, last week, here's another one. The Department of Justice released information, documents stating there was over 270 FBI agents on the ground during January 6's, what happened at the Capitol Hill. Okay, I was almost going to say the word INSURR, but that might cut the stream down. So this is something that, again, the people, again, were lied to straight in the face. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. But wait a second. And a lot of people were throwing shit online. I don't know if they're going back and deleting their posts. We're throwing shit online, you know, for, again, there's politics. Red, blue, blah, blah, blah. What do you think now that Kash Patel has released and declassified this information showing that January 6th had over 270 FBI agents on the ground, and to what they have as far as documentation, they were not doing any servicing, protecting, being safe, watching, what is it called? Defending, guarding, none of that stuff. They were involved in the complete opposite of tearing shit up, which one person actually lost their life because there was a security guard who, I think, I don't know si le metió un balazo o lo que sea. One person did lose their life. What do you think about this new information that now has been released over to us? Does it shock you? Does it surprise you? And what do you make?
To be honest, it doesn't really shock me if it's blue or red, because the ones who really control the blue and red is going to be Israel. So it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all going to be for a divide and conquer. Little by little, we start taking your rights away and all, and this whole thing with digital ID. That's where a lot of people just don't, with the FBI, they always been fucking shady, causing a lot of false flags. I mean, we all know the Oklahoma City bombing. We already know what happened with that, but I'm not really surprised. And with Kash Patel, man, he has a lot of work to do, because the FBI were very shady. CIA is very shady. Anything that they can do to take little by little our rights away to, hey man, the New World Order. I mean, at the same time, I'm not really surprised, Kash Patel. I mean, look at, how come you haven't released all the Epstein's list? I mean, you have all the texts, you have everyone who was all there. I mean, but with Kash Patel, I mean, he can post little stuff here and there, and this is what happened. This is because the thing is like, when are you going to release the Epstein? You're all telling us, we got new evidence. We're going to release Amelia Earhart or this. Nah. What are you gonna do about the kids? All the human trafficking, like what's going on right now? It's a lot. It's a lot to handle. If he was the FBI, he has a lot to handle, because the deep state, which is Israel, the cabal. I mean, how you really gonna focus on all that? And they're the ones that are paying them off. How come? Right now, it's like, you're proud to be an American, but at the same time, our taxpayers' money is going for human trafficking and bombing the kids in Palestine and in Israel. What's going on with the Palestinians? That's what's going on. And you're seeing all this stuff with communists, with the deep state, with China, what's going on with Venezuela.
But is it a win that all of this got uncovered? For the FBI, is it a win, a W? If you can give any kind of credit, because hey, it could have been 4 years with another auto pen, and none of us would have had any kind of shit. Nothing would have broke, much less the Epstein. I know a lot of people are commenting on the Epstein flight logs. Hold on, gente, we got that on cue. We got Epstein on cue. Cálmase. That one might make your head burst when we get there. Okay, but January 6th, let's stay on this one, cabron. 274 agents on the ground tearing shit up. That comes out. Do you give a shit or no?
Some people do give a shit. I mean, I don't give a shit, because like Antifa, the fighting, all gonna be there. I mean, it doesn't really surprise me. It doesn't surprise me if it's gonna come out just to distract us, so they can still go and focus on what their narrative, their goal is that we don't know. I mean, they're just doesn't surprise me one bit. It's like, you know, it's like this. Cash Patel. Let's see when you start arresting like all the people from Epstein's. How come you don't go after all the Mossad agents? How come you don't go after all the pedophiles in the Pizzagate and all? Like,
we're gonna get to that. Hold on, cálmate, güey, cálmate. We're gonna get to that.
I know.
Cálmate, güey. I got all that on cue. Piñata Pepe answered a question, and I'm gonna give my answer, and then I'm gonna ask Long Beach Social Experiment for his answer. Oh, I also forgot to give a shout out to Cali Girl Eats. Shout out to mi amiga Cali Girl Eats, who maybe is watching the show. I appreciate you, amiga. I wanted to give you the shout out. What is a deep state? Basically, Piñata Pepe, it's these players that are anti-term limits because they end up joining. Not all of them are politicians. Some of them own major corporations. Some of them, the money. O sea, whoever has money is really running shit in this world, right? Friends help friends. Judges, go ahead.
And also with the deep state, they own 32 planets.
Okay, cabrón. We might have to get an explanation on that, cabrón. Okay, 32 planets. But hold on, okay, cabrón. That just caused a lot of comments, cabrón. You're gonna make me digress. Wait. You're gonna make me lose my thought when you throw random comments like that, okay? These are the players that they're vendidos. They're the real sellouts. While they have me and you fighting brown versus brown, which is already in our blood. We already got so much tribalism in our brown blood that's flowing through our stream. Then the next thing they throw at us is politics, on top of us being already tribal. So we can even fight more over red and over blue. And that's where people fall into that trap, and they don't realize it, that it really is. There's an end game to the deep state. What's the deep state? Long Beach Social Experiment, Mega Man. What's the deep state, and what's the end game for the deep state?
Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer, no matter what.
Who are the deep state?
The Reptilians, the Jesuits, Israel, the Rothschilds. It could be 100 families. It could be 16 families. I mean, there's a pyramid. There's levels to it, and they could be demigods who were here before the Anunnakis went back to planet Nibiru. Yeah, it's divide and conquer. It's just they're just watching us. It's almost like, in a way, when the people start waking up, every fucking time there's always a great reset. Look what happened to Tartaria. You're all these forgotten histories, and that's where you see now that there is going to be wars, civil wars over the world. But the Gen Zs are I always post, the Gen Zs are on the rise. The Gen Zs are waiting for the boomers to all fucking die off. And when they do die off, because the boomers are protecting the deep state. And once those boomers die off, the Gen Zs are going to be at an all-time high, causing havoc. Look what happened to Nepal. In just 2 fucking days, they try to do the social ID. You censor, you get rid of all their cell phones. They can't go post or they can't do anything. And in just 2 days, the Gen Zs took over that whole fucking country. And you're seeing what's going on in France. Look what's going on in the UK. The digital ID. Look what's going on here. But this is what the deep state wants. They want to control us.
Okay, so you're saying they are the ones that are like funding riots, cities getting burned down. I said this without even knowing anything, but I was like, do you wonder how these little pinchy divisional memes, like these brown on brown memes that, we're always at each other's throats, but it seems like it's more now than ever. I believe they also make these memes. People can share it, divide. And when you divide, there's no power because there's no unity. That's what I think. Now, you said Nepal, what is it called? You said the Gen Z were the majority of the ones that were rioting against government corruption. And I guess one of the things that triggered Nepal to uprise, I guess if you want to call it something, was they also snatched up all their social media. Yeah. I haven't been following that story, but I saw the whole riots kick off over there against the government. How did it start? And is it over, or what's going on in Nepal?
Yeah, it's already over. There was an ex-president or a lady that were killed, and they got rid of all the corruption because, That was a communist country, and they fell. And I think they elected a lady, and they want to have rights. Like, and you're gonna see that over the world. Right now, we're switching to the 5D. All these countries that were corrupted, people are rising up and they're speaking up, being like, "We're not gonna have this fucking shit. No fucking way." Everyone's all trying to get their
Mm.
little money here or their little propaganda here or divide and conquer here so everyone can form the new world order. Like, yeah, it's wild right now. We're living in crazy times, man.
Did you
We're
hear
living
about China that they're already tracing all of the transactions that are being done? And I saw a video, and this is like a rare video, cabron, because what goes on in China hardly ever gets leaked out to democratic societies because it's a dictatorship over there, right? But there was a video, and they're interviewing the people. Hey, what do you think about the government being 100% control, having 100% transparency in all your transactions, and they give you like a credit score. That means if you do good and do what the government tells you to do, your credit score goes higher and higher, and they allow you to maybe to do more things like you would here in the United States if you had more credit. That to me falls right into that control. What do you think that'll go more than China and other countries, or will we keep a democratic society here because people don't like when they intrude in your privacy in the United States?
You know what? It's more 50-50. A lot of people are scared to speak up. Like, oh, I don't want to be in jail. I don't want to lose my job. But hey, but you're just going to be a fucking white sheep and just let it be and don't do anything about it. That's why we're losing our free speech. A lot of people are stopped doing podcasts. I found this out. A lot of people are start doing podcasts. What happens if you get a door, knock, knock, hey, you were talking about this on your podcast. You were posting this on your podcast. You know what? We have to arrest you, and you're sent. You're going to be. You're going to spend 5 years in prison. That's what's going on right now. And with this whole new AI Palantir, I mean, it's the data. They're going to be watching you. It sucks. That's why a lot of my friends are quitting podcasts because it's like, well, what's the point of me doing podcasts or posting like that? And it maybe in a couple of years, it can come back and bite them in the ass, and they can be sent to prison for 5, 10, 15 years. But the thing is, people just don't want to speak up, but you have to speak up. We're living in crazy times. We're losing our free speech. When we lose our free speech, that's it. We're done. We're done.
Mega Man. You know what? A lot of since the advent of the internet, a lot of people have become online activists. It's like, I'm here, I'm an online activist. And sad to say, Mega Man, it's sad to say, but a lot of these activists are pushing division and they don't even know it. They don't even know they're falling right into the puppet master's strings. And all they're doing is pushing division. Because if you look at their message, they never, and I mean ever, talk about getting all the brown community united together, working across party lines, religious lines, lifestyle, all of these barriers that are meant to divide us. You never hear these influencers talk about breaking down walls and reaching and uniting, and they don't even know they're spreading division.
Yeah. I mean, you could thank Israel for that because they're the ones who invented Zionism and they invented communism, and also thank the Jesuits as well. I'm telling you,
we're gonna get to that.
Divide and conquer is super deep, and even in Mexico,
you keep saying Israel. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to Epstein log, but you did mention something. You said freedom of speech. Now I want to talk about Charlie Kirk. Okay, something that happened on September 10th. 2 days before me, and shout out to the Miss Chicano tube. I saw her in the comment section right now. Beautiful, smoking, sexy, hot wife. Before we took off the upland and did Mexican Independence Day sparring, there was another, what do you call, muerte or unaliving. I'm just trying to watch what I say, right? I want to say the ASS, and all that, like MLK, what happened to him, but got to be careful. This individual, I want you to tell me what you feel first before you go down the rabbit hole. Don't go down the rabbit hole first. I want you to tell me in your heart of hearts, do you feel that he was a good-hearted dude?
I can see that in social media, but a lot of people don't know how he was like when he's not doing social media, how he was in real life. I mean, he's a good dude. I mean, when you watch him on YouTube and he's doing a lot of debates, it really opens your eyes on a lot of things. And I was watching him when a lot of places were locked down, the COVID times. You know, people are on the come up. I saw Charlie Kirk doing his thing, but also I saw Nick Fuentes on the come up. But it's really sad what happened to Charlie Kirk. There's a lot of conspiracies. What's been going on? Is it a false flag? Is it to really divide and conquer more? The red versus the blue versus the red, the Civil War. There's a lot of the elites are really pushing the American people to really like, hey, start some shit, man. Look what's going on. Hey, the blues doing this. What are you gonna do, Republicans? But it's sad. You don't see our country united anymore. It just, to be honest, it really set a lot of people back, and we're more divided. I mean, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I don't want to talk bad or say anything about Charlie Kirk, but it's just very, I don't know, man.
Do you believe he was a Christian man?
Oh,
who
yeah.
feared God?
Oh, yeah, he's a Christian man, but
who feared God?
Yeah, of course. You know, he was really going after debates in colleges. All the liberals of, hey, you know, there's a man, there's a woman. Yeah, he was trying to focus on all that.
Did he ever get tore up, or he mostly chewed them all up?
I mean, he could have his losses, but a lot of wins. But the thing is like, you just want to see like what's gonna happen, how are we gonna heal our country, but also the kids. It's the indoctrination of what's going on with the colleges. A lot of these kids are fucking brainwashed. They're like really fucked up in the head.
Now, was it right, Mega Man, to laugh as Charlie Kirk is getting lowered to his grave?
No, that wasn't funny. That's where it showed people's true colors. Like, man, there's some evil fucks out there, but it was really messed up. If a person passed away, it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of messed up. But people who were embracing and laughing and mocking and all that, it just shows me how their heart is. And it's really sad. It's really, really sad.
Now, a lot of people were going on Erica Kirk, right? And again, the internet is open to toda la bola, man. There's lames and everyone under the sun on the internet, right? People in their basements and you know, like that one meme of the guy eating chips and he's watching UFC. Oh, I would have did a spinning back fist, and all kinds of chips are on his pinche barriga. You know what I mean? But so a lot of the internet has been making a lot of noise toward Erica Kirk, and I don't think it's warranted. What do you make of the internet now wanting to say, well, it's too soon. It's only been 2 weeks since he was laid to rest. And you're over here laughing, giggling, and doing what you're doing. Give me your thoughts on Erica Kirk.
I think in a way, like, you're seeing a lot of stuff on social media, what's going on with her, but it's like, you should be mourning your husband. You should be focusing on taking care of your 2 kids, because now those 2 kids don't have a fucking father. But you're over here doing podcasts. Now you're going to be the CEO. Like, you should just take a break and just focus on your kids. But I feel like it's a little rush, and people are going to start doing research about her and the family, and it's a lot.
What if they do research? What is the research supposed to uncover? What kind of dots? Did you connect any dots?
Yeah, well, a lot of people are.
What's your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts, that she was banned in Romania. Why were you banned in Romania for human trafficking? What's going on with that?
That is coming from a reliable source. That happened?
It's all coming out. And that's why Google and a lot of these social medias are trying to erase it.
But in all fairness, Mega Man, if someone's trying to paint someone in a negative light, you can easily grab anything in their life. Look, they were banned in Romania. Look, she filed bankruptcy in Australia. Look this, look that, because they're already starting to throw mud. I mean, in all fairness, don't you think that's the case? Because people, this is what I didn't like, Mega Man. They're coming out saying, look at her jumping on podcasts. No, she didn't jump on podcasts. She jumped on her husband's podcast. That's different. You guys, the internet was making it seem like she's doing a podcast tour. Again, because when you want to throw mud, just grab anything and just throw it. But it was her husband's podcast, which had a schedule, and it was her husband's schedule of visiting the colleges that like Megyn Kelly and the other people are still going to honor their commitments over to the colleges. And after Charlie Kirk passed away, there was 54,000 applications for new chapters of Turning Point USA. In my heart of hearts, Mega Man, I think this happened to her. I don't think any of this was done by her. Absolutely. People are asking, well, where's the tears? Where's the tears? Well, have you ever been in that position?
No, we haven't.
Position where I cried so much I couldn't even cry no more. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's what you see on social media. It's a lot. It's a lot to handle, and you're seeing a lot of like high up people are coming with some of their facts, like Ian Carroll, Candace Owens have some new evidence coming out, and she's getting a lot of shit from Israel because Charlie Kirk turned down 150 million dollars. What was going on with that? I mean, maybe he found out some stuff, was like, you know what, I'm good.
Because you also said, when you mentioned Charlie Kirk, you kind of made a little gesture when you said the name Nick Fuentes. Is that a theory of yours?
Well, Nick Fuentes, he's going to be the next coming. Now that
he's the next,
the next one. A lot of people, because look at Charlie Kirk, a lot of people, and even me, are like, this guy can be president of the United States down the road, and Israel took them out. So what's going to happen? Oh, all the Gen Zs, hey, Nick Fuentes on the rise. That's the new successor of America. Nick Fuentes, president, 2036. I mean,
hey, that's a Mexican last name.
He is Mexican too. Yeah.
I mean, come on, let's back up la raza, gente. No, he probably has green eyes and sandy blonde hair and all that. But you know what? Mega Man, I want to believe that there is just some shit that happens, bro, that isn't part of the chess game. Some shit just happens, and because there is a problem, and there is a problem with the internet, which it can cause a lot of people to just have this kind of defensive, everything's a conspiracy. Everything, and I get it. I hear it all the time, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. Question everything. But do you really live your life questioning everything? Like if you looked up and you saw the sky was blue, I mean, are you going to question that? So it's just, I believe some shit does happen. But I do hear, my ear is to, the internet and everyone else, talking about what's going on. You mentioned Candace Owens. Let's go ahead and get into it. She didn't even stay quiet. I would have thought she would have stayed quiet for those first 2 weeks where they were lowering one of her closest friends to the grave.
Yeah.
She didn't stay quiet. She didn't go to the memorial, which
she wasn't invited. She wasn't invited.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
She wasn't invited. What was the reason?
They just didn't want to invite her. Who knows, whatever situations that
What did you hear as far as their parting ways? What did you hear? What was a rift? Did you hear about a rift or?
Well, yeah, she said, Candace, go to Candace Owens. She was talking about it. It's on her page. They didn't want to invite her. Maybe they just didn't want no problems. I mean, who knows? I mean, she Candace Owens, same thing. What's going on? Israel's involved. They didn't want to do certain things, and they outed her. They blackballed her. So there's a lot of things what's going on, because look at, our country is owned by fucking Israel, no doubt, man. And it's all out there, and a lot of people were shocked. Even the ones who've been so busy working everyone, it's all coming out. It's all coming out.
Okay.
And what Candace Owens, what she was saying, I got some new evidence coming out. She's trying to interview certain people, like, hey, what's going on? We're just watching. We just have our popcorn. We're just watching. We're watching a show. What's going to happen next? Let's go to this channel. Let's go to this. Let's ask questions. We're in a time right now where we're going to question everything, because there's a lot of stuff that we've been lied to. Even when we were taught, we were lied to. So now that you have the Gen Zs, the Gen X, the boomers, like everyone, we're all together as one. We're seeing all the patterns. There is the Gen Zs, they are quickly, I mean quickly, to like figure out certain things, and at the same time gather whatever information that you can get, because once the digital ID, that's it with the internet, that's it with podcasts. They're going to shut everything down because someone, pretty much in a way, they're making fun of us. They're calling on us. They're finding out about what we're doing, and the ones who are really want to shut down and censor everything around the world, it's the Mossad, it's Israel, it's the
Okay,
deep
hold on.
state.
We're gonna get into Israel, cabrón. We're gonna get into Israel, cabrón. Cálmala, güey. Cálmala. Okay, let's go back to Candace Owens. This is what I know. She did speak for Charlie months before. I don't know if it was like the November of 2024 or something like that, right? So there was just a period of time where he was doing his thing and she was doing her thing. And of course, she wasn't being vocal about it. But I believe one of the main issues that caused a separation between them was the support for the country of Israel. Now, most presidents in United States history have been pro-Israel, taking I don't know what's anti-Israel approach, I guess you call the opposite, probably will bury your ticket over to the White House, because it's not a popular opinion. If you take an anti-Israel opinion, you will lose the ballot automatically. That's like trying to get rid of the First and Second Amendment. They made it that big. What do you think about that? And then also, what do you have to prove that Israel's running the country?
Oh, because the Benjamin Netanyahu just was bragging about it over on social media, over like if you find a lot of the videos in the old times, all he's gonna do is I'm gonna liquidate America, take all the resources, and when I'm done with America, the next country which they're homies, friends with, is Mexico. Then after that, we're gonna go on to Asia. It's a liquidation, like you're seeing all the collapse. You're seeing just everything unfold. Like $32 trillion that, were pretty much like we gave Israel for foreign aid. Like, why are we giving you foreign aid? For what? So you can still keep on bombing the Palestinian kids?
Wait. So you're saying money going to Ukraine is no different than money going to Israel?
Well, it's both. It's all for human trafficking.
So you think they're also in charge of a PDF ring? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah.
What
there's no
proof? I gotta ask you this because I told you I was gonna try to check you like Joe Rogan. What do you have to prove that they're in charge of an international PDF ring?
It's all coordinated. When you go to look up a lot of these documentaries, and with the Epstein, you got to have a lot of the Mossad, Israel, a lot of blackmails. There's a book. I want you guys to really get this book. It's I'm gonna get it right now. The book is called One Nation Under Blackmail, Volume 1 and Volume 2 of what's going on with America, and also what's going on with a lot of worlds, that blackmail is the number one of what Israel does, and also false flags. And the main person who wrote these books is Whitney Webb, who is talking about a lot of the Pizzagate, a lot of the human trafficking, what's going on around the world. And there's certain countries in Europe that they do games of the elites that they kill kids in the forest in Belgium.
Chinga su madre. Okay. Let's not. Okay, I want to stay on track, cabron. Let's finish up Candace and Charlie Kirk, and then we're gonna get into Israel, Epstein, maybe some Diddy, and some other things. Okay, hold on, cabron. With Candace Owens, she just came out the other day with the craziest IG stories that went viral. No jumper, everyone started sharing it,
Yeah.
and she's saying that guy that they put. I mean, I don't know if this is true as a cover story. The 22-year-old, the one that shot at 200 yards and took out CK on September 10th, rest in peace. They're saying that guy, she said in her story that he was not even at the campus that day. And she has so many followers. I mean, millions. I mean, her YouTube is like 6 million or 10 million. She influences a lot of people. She now is coming out telling the world, and this is like, I mean, is this a publicity stunt or what? Because you know that people pay attention to you. She's saying the dude wasn't even there, and this is, again, his body's barely got buried, and she's already coming out on top of this. What do you think of Candace Owens saying that's false? They're making the story up. That's not the guy that did it.
Well, for Candace Owens, she needs to be very careful what she puts out there, man, because she could be next. And, there's this movie that came out was with Nicolas Cage called Snake Eyes. It's kind of more a little familiar and all, but with Candace Owens is gonna say her shit, but you just gotta be careful out there, man, because look what happened to Charlie Kirk. I mean, we don't know. There's things, but just people who are going to speak up, you got to be very careful.
That's true. You got to have awareness. The thing is the United States, prides themselves, and I'm an American too, and I do believe this is the greatest country in the world, and I'm not one of these pendejos that are going to say the opposite and then stay here like a hypocrite if I'm talking shit about it. But the Americanos pride themselves in having courage, having huevos, and having bravery. And I don't think the Charlie Kirk thing, which is a horrible tragedy, is going to, have the opposite effect. I think it had the effect it was supposed to have, which emboldens people. People were talking about Charlie Kirk had potential to become the next president. And
Correct.
That's why he got taken out. Do you put this on a political party, or you put this on greater powers that he's no longer here in this world?
I really believe it's greater powers. If you say no to Israel, that's what happened. You don't say no to Israel. If they offer you money, they offer you and you say no, you're blackballed. You're on the hit list.
Okay, well, wait a second. Now let's, again, Joe Rogan, devil's advocate, cabron. Let's pull out some substance here.
Mm-hmm.
What did they offer Charlie Kirk?
I think it was like close to 130 to maybe 160 million dollars for Turkey.
For what?
They just wanted to, maybe sponsor. You're like, hey, we're going to help you out. Maybe.
Become like a lobby.
Yeah, because look at a lot of Gen Zs are really anti-Israel. So how are you gonna really push the narrative and have the Gen Z youth like, hey, no, that's not true. Like, look what's going on. Like, even with Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit, a lot of these anti-Israel people who are speaking up, and they're coming up with facts. This is not like, oh, allegedly. Myron Gaines is coming out with facts, and this is one of the reasons why, like, Israel is buying all the platforms, all the podcast platforms, everything to censor, because the Gen Zs are on the rise. Like,
are you saying they were trying to put him on their payroll?
What?
They were trying to put Charlie on their payroll, in essence.
Well, he was already getting paid by.
They're buying a podcast to get control of people because they have unlimited money. So were they trying to buy him and put him on their payroll?
They were just. I think. I'm just speaking for me. I'm just thinking that we're gonna pay off Charlie Kirk. Hey, talk good about us and deflect what's going on with the Palestinians, anti-Israel. Like, do something about it, because these Gen Zs, you can't control them. They're gonna put whatever they're gonna put out. So that's why, in a way, the next generations, the Gen Zs, this is one of the reasons why. I'm just speaking for me, that they were really focusing on Charlie Kirk, because Charlie Kirk, the Gen Zs were following Charlie Kirk's dream. Like, oh, they're gravitating towards him because of what his beliefs was and what he was talking about.
Because Charlie Kirk, would you say this had a large amount of influence on the last election?
Oh yeah, he got Trump into office. Yeah.
And so they wanted to stop that.
Yeah. Podcasts and social media. It took a presidency, and now they were like, oh shit, Baron Trump was telling his dad, hey dad, you need to start doing podcasts and everything. The Gen Z's on the rise, and that's how they got Trump into power. So now everyone's all looking like social media, podcasts, TikTok, all these platforms can really make or break you, or really see, hey, I like this person. Hey, we have the followers, we have all the social media and podcasts and all the TikTok platforms and all. They compete, the social media and the podcasts and the Gen Zs can decide who's going to be into office. But now things are changing. We're like, hey, censorship, we're not gonna have that no more. Nice try. So they're changing all their policies and all these social media platforms. This is one of the reasons why a lot of podcasters, they don't want to do podcasts no more. It's done. You can't say shit.
You know what? Soy cristiano way. That's my religious beliefs. I'm a Christian. Politics is like, yeah, I voted. I did vote for Trump because it's either I vote for Trump or some, this chick that got her career sucking D on her knees, and she's as smart as a doorknob. So that was a no-brainer, right? But my religion really is Jesus said it. I believe it. That settles it. I want to ask you this as a Christian. The Bible says, I want to hear your answer on this. Bless those that bless you, and I will curse those that curse you. And it's talking about, that's the blessing of Abraham. And of course, that's the blessing that was on the Israel, the chosen people of the Bible. What do you say, Mega Man, to someone when you're talking about Israel, but then him or her, like me, is a Christian and we have a different worldview on Israel? What do you say?
Man, dude, I mean,
be careful, because we're gonna knock on your door with pitchforks and
I mean, I always hear about,
you're gonna lose all your Protestant followers right now. Boom, all the Protestant followers just unfollowed. No te creas.
Yeah.
No, I want to hear how you balance that out.
A lot of people are saying like, oh, but these are God's chosen people. Then in a way, if these are God's chosen people, well, then how come they're still doing this type of stuff? And it's kind of more 50. It's kind of more divided. We're just. You got me there. You got me there, because it's like.
But someone asked, what proof do you have that they're doing all this stuff? They're controlling. They're throwing money around, trying to censor. That everything goes back to them. You're saying that these are like. There's more of them in the elite club than anything. They're controlling things. What do we have to substantiate these things, though? These claims. Wait, Israel. Is that a talking point on a cool podcast, or how do we?
Oh hell no! Not even like when I started finding out like a lot of this stuff. There's going to be one person alone has all the fact checks, has all the evidence, and that's Ryan Dawson. And it's a 6 to 7 hour movie documentary called Empires Unmasked. And also on Rumble, if you look up, it's like 23-hour documentary called Europa, and it breaks down everything. I was like, it's right there. And a lot of people they don't want to believe it. They're shocked. No, that's not true. But you got to have an open mind, and you got to see, like, this is what's going on. But a lot of people are scared. If I talk about it, am I going to get fired? Are people going to think I'm racist or anti-Semitic? I mean, this is one of the reasons why they have maybe this fence for if you question certain things, oh, you're anti-Semitic, oh, you're racist, oh, you're this, oh, you're that. So they can
Mm.
keep on doing their stuff. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers,
Yeah.
the Jesuits. It, again, you can't stop people from not. Hey, look that way. No, I'm gonna look this way. You can't. People are gonna question everything. This is why we're living in the most craziest time, Chicano too, because people are seeing like, yo, what's going on? What's
Mm.
up with this? What's up with that? We're gonna question everything. We just can't be like, well, I don't know, I don't have no evidence. It's all right there. And at the same time, they're shutting down all the podcasts, all the social media platforms. Oh, you get a strike,
No,
you get arrested. I mean, look what's going on in the
no.
UK. It's wild.
Let's talk about free speech real quick. Do you think it was right for people that were laughing at Charlie's demise for them to lose their jobs? Because the argument on the internet was what happened to free speech because now people are getting fired for mocking someone that caught a bullet and ended his life. Do you think that really is free speech when people are getting fired for losing their jobs?
That was very suspect because if free speech, we could just say whatever they want. I can see there's people out here talking shit on your chats. That's still considered free speech because
Yeah.
everyone entitled to their own opinion. But
Mhm.
this is what they're doing is, hey, there's people, hey, look it, they're making fun of Charlie Kirk. They're making fun of that. Little by little, they're changing. They're going to start taking our free speech away, our laws away, certain rights away, and all that to the point we can't say anything. We're what are we? Are we going to be in like a communist country? Is like a
Mm.
dictator? Like we can't really speak our mind. You can't speak your mind. I can't speak my mind. The people who love us or hate us, they can't speak their mind. So what's going to
Mm.
happen? You're going to get a knock on the door. You're arrested for 5 years because you said this, this, and this. It's
I don't
wild.
think that'll happen. I don't know. That'd be crazy, Mega Man. I don't know if that's gonna happen in the United States, cabron. I know there's been memes and people have been talking about they're gonna snatch up your kids and they're gonna come and snatch you up, and that sounds like some communist shit. I mean, if I just got to keep it real, you think that that would really hit the shores of the United States, some kind of military state? They're gonna start snatching people up and that sounds like some doom and gloom shit, cabron. I mean, let's keep it a buck. You think it's
I mean,
possible?
I mean, look at what's going on with Trump. He's going out. He's sending his troops to Portland, Chicago, L.A.,
Mm,
certain areas. I mean,
man.
pretty much in a way, the deep state, the reptilians, and the black hats are dug in there. I mean, it's a lot of corruption and all, but for for that to like, hey, you promised that we're gonna have free speech. You were talking to Facebook. I mean, look what happened a couple days ago.
Mm.
Biden administration, like they admitted that they were censoring YouTube and
Oh
Google.
yeah,
You couldn't say this, you couldn't say that, you couldn't talk about the COVID,
the
and
natural
now
doctors, the holistic doctors.
yes,
They're
like
supposed to be coming
everything.
back. They're supposed to be coming back though.
Well, certain people, because
Mm.
on YouTube, a lot of people are leaving YouTube. It's like it's not free speech. I mean, you couldn't even give Alex Jones or Nick Francis their own or their own show back on YouTube. Like, no, that's
They banned them
different.
in an hour.
Yeah, yeah. I
The
mean, look,
wifey told me about that. He said they gave Alex a shot on YouTube. He came back and just started going in, and I think it only lasted like 14 minutes.
yeah, that's
That's
what I heard
crazy.
too. But with Nick Francis, there's no way YouTube is not gonna have Nick Francis on. That's why he's like a god. If you go to the free speech, which is rumbled. And I'm
Mm,
telling you, Nick Fuentes, man, he talks a lot about this stuff. But I talked about this a couple years back.
mm,
There was a law because what was going on with TikTok, and that was going to be the censorship, and they're gravitating to with podcasts, and people are waking up. So I don't
mm,
know, man. I mean, look what happened to
yeah,
again. Look what happened to Nepal. The government
yeah.
was taken down in 2 days with the Gen Zs. But I don't know about our country. Like, if Trump said, "Hey, we're done with free speech. Everyone's going to be censored." I would want to see on. I would really want to see people rise up. I want to see. I mean,
Yeah,
because
but
look at
wait, that's like rewriting the Constitution, cabron. You really think it'll happen? I don't think it'll happen, but let me say this, cabron. I think with the Charlie Kirk thing, you know, if it was someone that was not a political figure, I don't think they would have, people wouldn't have gotten fired. I think because he was a political figure, which was a very hard right wing, right leaning. I mean, you couldn't get more right, right? He's right, 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 and maybe over the wall right. Um, I think because he was a political figure,
Mhm.
that the right was going after anyone saying anything to that. Because if it was just, say, a pinchy actor, right? Sylvester Stallone or someone not in politics, something like that,
Yeah.
and you would have said a mamada, I mean, I don't think that would have been your job. But I think it was the right wing influence on media putting the pressure on employers because now you can tag, everyone's online, everyone has a page. Carl's Jr. has a page, Wendy's, McDonald's has a page. You could easily tag them. And since now, it's the power of the internet to reach the masses, people care about their online reputation. And I think it was the right going after anyone because he was a very prominent
Yeah.
right wing figure.
Yeah, and also with that whole situation, what happened with that night Tonight Show with Jimmy Kimmel. He should have been fired, but he got his job back from ABC. So
Mm.
yeah, it's very tricky. It's very
Yeah.
tricky. What's free speech and what's not? What can you say? What can you not? But yeah, I mean, when I saw a lot of those social media platforms from influencers, like really speaking how they really feel when Charlie Kirk passed away, it was very shocking. It was very shocking.
I'm going to say my last words on Erica Kirk, and then we're going to move on. I want to talk about, we're going to get to the Epstein flight logs, some ICE stuff, and Diddy made the news. But, with Erica Kirk and the criticism that she got, oh, she's coming back too fast and all this other stuff. You don't know her. You're not in her shoes. She's processing things. It takes supernatural just ability to be able to just kind of keep it moving when your husband, was this figure, of attention and of influence. So I don't think it's too soon. I actually think it was just her way of coping, but that they come out with her and, oh, she was in a beauty pageant and Trump was tied to it and all these other things. I don't know. I think that's reaching, Mega Man. I really do, cabron. I'm not saying there was nothing mysterious about her husband passing away. Absolutely not. There's flags for days on that. But as far as her involvement in it, I think that's a little bit reaching. Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah. We'll just, it's a waiting game. We'll just wait and see how everything turns up with her. And just
Mm.
we're on social media. That's our news. I don't watch
Yeah.
regular TV, so we're just gonna. It's a waiting game. We'll just see what happens. That's
Yeah.
we
We're on
might find
social media,
out
just like
next
you
week.
said.
Yeah,
On
we're just
social media, I believe this, cabron. If MLK would have happened today, right now on social media, MLK, you don't think there would have been people on social media doing the same shit, saying the same things that they're saying about Charlie Kirk? Or is it a different environment because MLK was a prominent black figure, but he was a black Republican? So if he was a black Republican in 2025, I don't think the blue side of the black demographic would have cared for him at all. And what do you think would have happened if MLK passed away today on social media?
Oh man, dude, that'd been fucking wild. It would have. You would have saw
A
a lot of riots.
circus, huh?
You would have saw some riots. Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that I do think that. Now let's go ahead and just let's switch gears now. Oh, you know what? The last thing I wanted to ask you about Israel was this: do you believe that the Israelis that are claiming to be Israeli are really the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? And because there's a lot of people online, there's a lot of noise online saying, wait a second, if they were really from the Middle East, they would have browner tans. And how do we really know that they're from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? And that they're the real Israel inhabiting the land. I want to get your thoughts on that.
Well, I'm just gonna keep it simple. That's where we just want to learn. We really want the truth. We really want to learn. It's not like, oh, you know more stuff than me. It's about, we just want to learn, like, hey, what's going on? Because maybe there's people, I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to learn much as I can about Israel. There's things that I don't know about, but it's kind of more, man, it's very sensitive on certain subjects because I don't want to get in trouble. But it's more like when you see a lot of history that was like covered up, like, hey, what's going on? Like, who are the real Israelis? Like, it I don't know, man. I just want to learn. I just want to learn.
Now, one thing I do want to say is that when Israel got scattered, right? It's called the diaspora. They're sent all over the world and stuff like that. And then they started intermingling, just like everyone does, and starting having with different races, razas, nationalities. Well, then if you start going over to the European continents, which are, more lighter in skin tones, then if they end up repatriating and going back to Israel, then of course they're going to have lighter skin tones. To me, that makes sense. But I know some people on the internet are arguing about, are they really the tribe of Israel? And I'm like, well, how much is really what's really based on? Like, how much percentage of blood, or how much percentage, like say if someone was claiming to be indigenous and native. I had Kiawi on the channel, and he was like, if they're more than 50%, like on their blood, which is like their ancestry, then they are dominant native. And so I just wanted to throw that out there because a lot of people are saying, that. And as far as Israel goes, they're questioning whether the inhabitants of the land, being whiter than ghosts, are really from the tribe of Israel. And I don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
That's the same thing. We don't know. And we're just learning. We're learning as we're going. And it's like, okay, that's all we are. We're just learning. Everyone's curious. Everyone's questioning. We're like living in crazy times, and just the truth is coming out no matter what it is. But we're going to go research and all. And at the same time, when the whole situation what happened in Spain when in 1492 with Christopher Columbus, there was a lot of stuff that was happening. A lot of Mexico, Central America, South America. There's a lot of Jewish bloods that are in us.
Are you saying Christopher Columbus didn't discover America, Way?
He did, but there's another person. But my opinion, like, I really believe like the person who discovered America wasn't Christopher Columbus. It was 200 years before Christopher Columbus, and that was Mansa Musa.
Okay.
Mansa Musa was the most richest person in the world. He was giving gold bars to a lot of people in different countries, and I think it was in Egypt or a certain African country. The whole government went collapse because he gave everyone a gold bar.
Damn. Let's switch over, cabron. We're trying to end this at 8:30. I want to talk about this topic right here. It is Epstein. Let's finally get to it. Most of the comments have been talking about Epstein. When will the justice finally be served in the case of Epstein? Because you have survivors of him that are doing media, they're doing shows, but they don't even know if they're going to get their day in court. Do you think, Mega Man, that the world could really digest if the true flight log records, and I'm not talking about the Photoshop ones, the real ones, do you think the world is ready to really find out who's on the flight logs?
Well, the flight log's already been out, but I don't think that people are ready because, I mean, they're never going to release it. I mean, they were saying if they release all the Epsteins, they were saying our economy, our country will collapse in one day. the dollar will go down in one day if they release all that Epstein's. And there's 10,000 hours. And there's FBI people they were talking about. Pam Bondi was talking about. There's people watching for 10,000 hours. That's a long time. But you can't release none of that? Well, why? And I don't think it's going to get released. They're never going to release it. They're never. They're not going to. I think they're protecting a lot of people.
I was gonna say that Mega Man. That people get so hung up on politics, red, blue, and it's their savior, and it's like to me, it's like gang banging when I gang banged for 20 years, and that's why I was so into that shit. I was like, don't even try to get me into the political realm because we're trying to deal with brown issues, and now what they're really trying to put on us is politics on top of brown issues, which is further dividing us right now. But I don't think, Mega Man, that the world is ready to find out their favorite actors, celebrities, powerful motivational speakers, self-help gurus, doctors, whoever is a prominent figure or an influencer. I don't think they'd ever be ready to find out that they visited an island and did ungodly, unforsakable things with children. That's why I think they will never come out. But people want to just fight about politics. Well, how come Red didn't release it? Well, how come Blue didn't release it? Exactly what I said. No one is ready. Red or blue, don't matter. No one is ready to find out that the person you love the most might even be some people might have posters on their wall of these people. Well, I mean, it's 2025. They don't really have posters, but you know what I mean.
That's wild. If you really think about that, that's fucking wild. All the people we watch in movies, celebrities, athletes, and all, if you found out what they were doing, you will look at them like, fuck. And I don't think people are ready for that. I mean, there was a quote that the father of George Bush, if the people knew what we did, that they would find us, hang us, and kill us of what we did. And I was like thinking, like, well, what would he say something like that for? Even though he was executed at Gitmo, it has to be treason. You're trying to take over the country and also hurting the kids.
Damn, that's crazy. But you have Ghislaine Maxwell a couple of weeks ago or maybe months ago when it started to become a little trending topic again. People were like, protect her at all costs. She has all the information. Kind of like the way Candace came out on that guy, right? The one they say that took out Charlie. And she's saying that he wasn't even there. And they're trying to paint a picture of him being suicidal, right? And in order to whack him, a lot of people think that was going to happen to Ghislaine. But I think without a shadow of a doubt, that did happen to good old Jeff, right? I mean, what do you think happened to him that all of a sudden, the security cameras turn off? All of a sudden, the guard is not on duty. And all of a sudden, he gets found hanging in his pinche celda. Who took out Jeffrey Epstein?
A lot of people think he's still fucking alive still. I'm surprised Maxwell's still alive still. And I think she was testifying like some secret stuff like, oh, we can't put this out. I mean, her father is a fucking Mossad agent, and you'll see her in a lot of weird pictures of being a recruiter for Disneyland. Sean, what was that? The little girl who Ramsey, she was in a certain picture with that. She was like, man, but I was telling Cindy this, everyone's all focusing on Epstein's Island, but what about a whole bunch of islands that no one's talking about? No one's talking about Joe Biden Island, kind of right there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, man. I mean, the only thing is, I'm just surprised, like, she's still alive still. I mean, I don't know why she's still living. Who knows? I mean, there's...
okay, hold on. Remember, I'm going to Joe Rogan you. Joe Rogan, Alex Jones. I got to pump your brakes, cabrón. How do you know that there is a Joe Biden Island?
Oh, man, there is people talking about it on the dark web. And this is like maybe, I want to say 4 years ago. And now they cleaned up a lot of these certain pages. There were some dark web videos of certain islands that, wow, why were there submarines and have all these going under certain islands
Mm.
and just transferring all these kids? What's going on with that? And it was
No.
like to the point, it's like, you know what? I'm good. There are some things that are very disturbing, but again, we're just being curious. We're just trying to question everything. Like, hey, what happened with this? What happened with that? There's some people that might talk about it. There's some people like, hey, I don't want to touch it. But again, little by little, it's all gonna come out. We don't even know what type of islands that everyone's all talking about Epstein, but what about the other islands that no one's talking about? I mean, I just heard of that certain island. It was next to Epstein. And who knows? There could be other islands around the United States that they do
Right.
some
They do
wicked
what they
stuff.
do.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think in the Epstein estate, right? When they went inside, obviously FBI, and I guess they went in there, did their diligence. They ended up, Mega Man, finding a painting over the fireplace. And this is a former president
Oh, Bill
with
Clinton.
a dress on, sitting sideways inside of a chair. So this is a male president with the female dress of a person that he ended up having relations with in the Oval Office. I want you to break down what that picture is about. What does it represent? What does it mean when this figure, this mogul, this guy Epstein, has a picture over his fireplace of president in a woman's dress? What does that mean? What does it
The
tell
first
the people?
the first thing when I saw that picture of Bill Clinton, I was like, oh, this motherfucker likes role plays. That's a lot.
Okay, what else does that picture emanate? Like, what's the message? What's the whole reasoning you think in the dark person's mind that did this shit, and then he has it hanging over the fireplace? I'm sure that must be the most embarrassing shit to have his wife go out in public. I mean, number one embarrassing thing was what he did in the White House. They were saying that they were having parties like you ain't even heard of or before in the White House when he was president. Okay. But what does this say? Because it's an undeniable fact, because the evidence is out there that there's a picture of him sitting in a dress. Does that mean he swings both ways? Does that mean he's a PDF or what is it saying?
It could be a lot of things, but also it could be like, yeah, we have you. We can blackmail you. That's what the Mossad did. We have blackmail. We have pictures. We have videos of you. We got you. So you're gonna listen to us, and you're gonna do what you're told. That's it.
I think that's true, Mega Man. I think a lot of people that are searching for fame, searching for money, searching for quick, I want to be popular because attention is the new heroin nowadays. I think they don't even know that they're setting themselves up, because I've heard of these Hollywood people, these record producers, inviting them to parties after signing $1 million deals, having them do what they're gonna do, thinking it's all good, taping it, and now we got something on you. Have you ever heard of that happening?
Bingo.
Who have you heard of that happening to?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of people. I mean, I don't want to put people's business out there. I mean, it could be anyone. You know, if you want to be fame, you're gonna do all this stuff. I mean, no one's not talking about what happened to that. I don't know if this singer did a sacrifice, but it was over the news. It was a David for D for David. About that, they found that girl in a trunk of his car.
Oh, Celeste Rivas.
Yeah.
Celeste case.
Yeah, something like that. You know, like, hey, if you could sacrifice, we'll give you everything. That's how it is. You gotta look what happened to Kanye West's mom. Could be a lot of things. Yeah, if you want everything, you got to give us someone.
Some people do say that to reach a certain level, you're going to have to do certain things. You can't just, you're not welcome in the circle based on your notoriety, your face, your talent, but you got to do certain things. I think that's what you're alluding to, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's some wild stuff, man. You're just, Man, it was when I was looking at a lot of that research of that singer who killed Celeste. I didn't know that he was talking to her when she was 11 years old.
17, she was 11. They were on a Discord chat. Well, doesn't make it right, but there's already a law against that. I believe if there's more of a 3 or 4 year difference, even as minors, there's a law against that. So that was like breaking it, number one. And then he goes and looks for the girl, like, hey, like look for the girl. And he's not arrested yet, but they found him inside of his car that was registered to him. There's a lot of things that aren't adding up with that. But again, that's a whole different thing. Another thing broke the news, Mega Man. I wanted to get your opinion on this. Diddy now is almost rounding third base on his court case, and they ended up finding him guilty of only, there's about to go to the sentencing phase, 2 charges of male prostitution that carries 2 years max sentence. People are saying Diddy might be home before the spring of next year. Do you smell corruption behind that sentence? Is it money talks and bullshit takes the bus that this guy might walk? Or some people are saying, no, it's just the evidence. Prostitution charges carry a 1 year maximum in New York. What do you think of him getting downplayed to 2 charges that are almost going to get him time served, when in the beginning people were talking about it's the end for him?
Well, it's in New York, so it's going to be a lot of corruption because of the system. And yes, money do talks. And he is really best friends and homies with them boys.
Damn. So, but I'm
not even surprised. I'm not even surprised. I'm like, well, what else?
But it's not illegal to, playing devil's advocate, to have a certain lifestyle. But I guess what they got him is, getting 2 male prostitutes and having them sleep with other men in front of him. And that's what was getting him his fucking kicks. I mean, that's illegal, the prostitution part. But as far as the lifestyle, I mean, I really don't give a shit who you go to bed with. But do you think powerful friends got him almost coming home in a couple months?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, he has some high up people. That's why when the people were like Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit was going hard on the paint, talking about this Diddy case. If you look it up on Rumble and YouTube, we're watching it, and a lot of people are like, he's gonna get away with it. It's too much. There's a lot of evidence with Epstein and with P. Diddy's connected together. It's like, yeah, man, it sucks, man. That those P. Diddy and Epstein, it's never gonna come out. People can talk about it, but I think people are scared to push out. Trump is scared, be like, oh fuck, if we release all this, what's gonna happen if Israel? What are they gonna do to the United States? What's gonna happen over the world? They're like, it's gonna be an uproar, and people are gonna start.
People from Epstein Island have been interviewed. Right. Again, they're seeking justice, but it looks like, it's going to be buried in red tape, I think, forever. But you had people on survivors of Epstein Island that got asked if President Donald Trump was ever on that island. And you had more than a few of them say no, that they never heard his name, heard of him. They were on the island for months. Do you believe that or no?
It's more like this. Oh yeah, we heard his name. He was there, but it's a back and forth. Like, I'd rather see the proof, and that's where a lot of the evidence, that 10,000 hours. I mean, come on, like someone has to speak up. Someone has to be like, hey, was he there or not? I mean, you see pictures, you see a lot of things, but right now at this time, I think people are just kind of like, they're not going to release it. It'll fuck up the whole world.
Yeah.
They'll fuck up the whole world.
I don't know. I mean, it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. I really don't think they're ever going to release the whole Epstein files because a lot of their friends are on there and the people that rub elbows are on there. And it's this like, we're kind of like sweeping under the rug that they whacked this dude in custody because of the potential that could have came out of his mouth and buried a lot of people. They whacked the dude. I mean, you know, they were saying that not president, but his wife Hillary. They're saying that she got a body count higher than any gangbanger, higher than anyone, because she is just like that. They're saying she's evil and she's dark. I want to go ahead and switch gears. The last topic,
girl,
go ahead.
That girl is a fucking reptilian, no fucking doubt. And I'll send you the fucking picture. No fucking lie. No fucking cap.
Oh,
I don't give a fuck if people make fun of me. Fuck them all. But that bitch is a fucking shapeshifter. No fucking doubt.
Okay, but people are going to hear you say that, Mega Man, talk about reptilians and shapeshifters.
They're here.
What do you have to substantiate that there's reptilians and shapeshifters amongst us?
Man, they've been here for millions of years. They know this earth. They're playing both sides all over the world. All the corrupts. It's all there. You guys got to go look it up, but people will be like, oh, that's not true. Wake up, motherfuckers. Like, shit's getting popped off right now. You're seeing weird things. We're already switched up to the 5D. You're gonna see some weird things going on with your own eyes. Be like, did you see that? I mean, you're seeing certain people. You watch television, the coloring or certain they're changing colors. They're shape shifting, and you can see it. And I was like, wow. And certain politicians from Brazil, but with Hillary Clinton, that's some evil shit, man. And she's been killed. She was they executed her back in 2016 or 2017 in Gitmo. So we don't know what type of Hillary you're getting. You can get a reptilian or you can get a fucking clone.
Okay, wait. Remember, I got a Joe Rogan check you. I got a Joe Rogan. Hold on, wait a second. You've already said this like 5 or 6 times. Now I have to ask you. What is this whole Gitmo thing? Can you at least enlighten us in layman's terms? What is that? Where is that? Is this some kind of scheme project? What is it?
So a lot of stuff's coming out from Q, and Gitmo is Guantanamo Bay by Cuba. And you're going to start seeing a lot of people, which The Rock, he looks kind of different. Certain people look different. Are they clones? Are they reptilians? That doesn't look like him. That doesn't look like her. Then they start showing the fucking list of who's been executed. Like, whoa, like no one knew like Bill Gates was executed. Did you know that Tom Hanks and his wife were executed at Diego Island? Did you know Obama was executed and Big Mike as well?
Okay, so hold on.
They're getting rid of all the people, and they're being either they're being firing squad, hanged, or guillotine. And they're being shipped to certain places, top secret, by JAGs, by the Navy. And that's where a lot of the elites of the high up people are being executed over there by Gitmo, which is Guantanamo Bay. It's all going to come out little by little. Okay. And there's a list of like, well, what happened to all these certain people? All they've been executed. And we don't even know what type of these people who you're seeing on television. Is this an all acting? Is this all stage? Are these clones? Or what's going on? And that's why people are just being questioned. But I mean,
I don't even know why I'm asking you this, but I'm like, fuck it. We're talking about conspiracies. You mentioned it right now. Is Michelle Obama really a man?
Oh yeah, she got that big dick, all right.
I knew I shouldn't have asked you that. All right, last topic. Go ahead. Okay, last topic. I want to talk about ICE, cabron. I do want to talk about some brown issues right here. It looks like the internet is on a fucking bender with ICE. This deportation stuff. It's the internet wants to make it into a revolution. Something they want motherfuckers to strap C4 to their bodies and fucking go out and take out, these agents. They hate them so much because of what the internet is saying. I'm starting to think, Mega Man, that this is just another tool of division caused by the elites, deep state, whatever you want to call it, globalists, etc., to further divide the brown. Because never, and I mean never, has motherfuckers want to strap C4 to themselves over La Migra. But now I believe the internet wants to turn it into a revolution. Do you think ICE is just a pawn to further divide the raza, or is it a government agency that has good interests and is doing a good thing? Your thoughts on ICE?
Yeah, for ICE, it's going to be way more of a divide and conquer. And what happened with, when the borders were open, they needed more votes for the Democrats because they weren't going to do it. So now closing the borders, I mean, I didn't even know secretly, are we at war with Mexico right now?
Oh shit! Where'd you get that
I didn't
from?
even know that. Well, I mean, there's some there's going to be some poppy news. Probably in a couple months. I don't know if we're going to war with Mexico, because I know in a couple days, shit's going to pop off with Venezuela.
Yeah, I have heard of a couple boats that have already gotten smoked. As far as people shit on the United States, bro, I have to just fucking stand my ground and put my 10 toes more down and be like, look, man, this is still, no matter if we've been talking about for an hour and a half, all these operations and everything dark and gloomy and the powers that be that control shit. And the behind the scenes of what happens in this country, this is still the greatest country in the world. But if you want to talk about a country that is ran by corruption, that has to be one country that has to be noted for that is Mexico. That's not shitting on the motherland. I still call it the motherland. I go to Mexico about 5-6 times. I have property in Mexico. I have family in Mexico. I spent my first 13 years, my first summers in Mexico before I became a teen and wanted to gangbang. Over there in Mexico, politicians can't say what they want. They're all sold. You can't be a politician over there. And the ones that come on the mic and say, oh, yeah, we want to end the cartels and all that, then the cartel calls them when they get off the fucking news and, oh, yeah, no te preocupes, era nomás para el micrófono, tú ya sabes, la entrevista, sí. That is a cartel ran country. I don't think the United States is going to go down there, bro. I mean, imagine what would happen if a foreign country invades another country. Let me ask you this then. What do you think about the Jewish president of Mexico?
Oh man, dude, there's gonna be Jewish presidents in every fucking country, dude. I'm not surprised,
Jewish presidents
dictating fucking United States, their friends are gonna be Mexico and fucking China. So even if a fucking United States do secretly, are they gonna go to war with Mexico? Oh, you're gonna go fuck with Mexico? Okay, hey Russia, hey China, come help us.
I never thought I'd see the day where the country of Mexico elects someone of, mostly Jewish descent. And I get it. She's Mexican. You were raised somewhere. But, there's a difference between being raised somewhere and the blood that flows through your veins. I never thought Mexico was going to elect the shine bomb. But here it is. And people are saying that she's doing good. She's stopping the cartel. She's doing this. She's doing that. And I'm like, yeah, there was about 18 people that got whacked while she was running for president. And the country of Mexico, you hardly hear a word about it. The people know, though, amongst the people. Like when I go to Mexico, I go amongst the people, and they don't fall for this internet bullshit of separatism or this or that. I mean, all that shit is over there, but the shit that's on the internet, they're more in reality. I'll tell you that. But all of that, I mean, I don't know what to make of the president over there. I really don't. But let's end it on ICE, cabron. What do you think of Mexican ICE agents? Are they sellouts?
That's a good question, because you'll get a lot of heat if you're like, oh, you're Mexican, you work for ICE. Dude, that's again, divide and conquer. I mean, look at.
Are they sellouts? Yes or no? 2 answers.
Fuck, dude. I mean, if a mafia is gonna work for
You're
ICE,
overthinking it now, way. You're overthinking it, way.
I am, because it's like,
I
hold
say
up.
no. I say they're not sellouts because you look at the baddest fucking Chicano in the barrio, which I put up a meme the other day and with a little poll, and everyone told me, yeah, Paco's the baddest Chicano. I know Santana was bad and he was a leader and all that, but he didn't have major hands. Chucho, well, I don't know if he had hands like that, but he got smoked early. Richie, okay, he was a little scary. And I forgot who else was a square number one, but it was Paco. And if you look at his story, bro, in the end, he ended up turning into a cop. The baddest Chicano with the baddest hands that no one wants to get in the ring with. No one. He'll piece you up real easy. 3-piece and a biscuit. Real easy. He turned into a police officer. I think that's a good example saying that fucking law enforcement is an honorable career.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah. A lot of people just like, look, if a lot of people care about this country. And when you have a lot of foreigners are coming in, they don't know the laws, they don't know their traditions, they don't know how it is. And you've seen a lot of people coming in, they're just fucking up the country. But there has to be law and order, and you don't know who's coming in. I mean, there could be a lot of people coming in. I'm just speaking for me. There's a lot of terrorists coming in. There's a lot of sleeper cells coming in. Who knows what's going on? Human trafficking, cartels, spies from Russia, China. Who knows? But
your answer was yes, they are sellouts. I didn't hear you. What did you say? A yes, or did you say a no? Or are you still thinking?
Oh, I would have to.
Or are you gonna plead the fifth?
I'll plead the fifth. Plead the fifth on that, dude.
20,000 followers to 10,000 followers, right? In a flash, he lost 10,000 followers. I just say wear it with your chest. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. If you don't think that's an honorable job, you're lying to yourself, because there's many Mexican fucking parents and grandparents that have told their children, I'm proud of you, because they put on a fucking badge and ended up making 4 or 5 times the money and taking advantage of opportunities in this country. You have to be lying to yourself to say those moments have never happened within the Mexican community.
It's wild. Like, oh, you're a cop. Oh, you're an ICE. Why are you going to the military? You idiot. Like, you're going to get that a lot. Like, what are you doing? It's like, well, you're just trying to be a better person. It's like, you're trying to give, like, you're just trying to help out your country as much as you can. But people just be like, oh, you're a sellout. You're a fucking coconut. Like, you ain't raza. Like, I hear all that stuff. I mean, it's like, come on, man. This is divide and conquer.
Yeah. Again, I do think ICE is being used as a pawn, and the sheep don't know it. That means the sheep, they just keep spreading division, and then on top of the brown division that's already prevalent, they're trying to throw politics on top of us, and just because they think we're stupid, and that now we're supposed to fall into the red talking points and the blue talking points and forget about the advancement of the people and what we've done. Chale, man. I'm telling the people to wake up, man. But anyways, Mega Man, we went over 6 minutes.
Yeah. A lot of people are just waking up. A lot of people, you like how you politics, conspiracies, what's going on with the world. It's just, they want to just keep us like asleep still, and so we can still be slaves and work for corporations and all. But now, again, the Gen Zs are on the rise, and the boomers are going to be done. So now you're going to have a new era of a lot of voices. People are going to rise up, fight for humanity and all. And there's going to come a time where humanity is going to defeat the corporations and also the 100 families that who are controlling this whole world.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Mega Man, I did 4 immigration town halls, cabron, with 10 guests each time, and I reached out to all the influencers, and some of them didn't want to come on, and I'm like, these are your favorite influencers on IG and TikTok. They did not want to come on, and I'm like, the only reason you don't want to come on is because you got division in your heart. That's it. There's nothing else. Why don't you use your influence for something good, which is uniting the people? But here we are, ice, and this, and I like my horchata warm because fuck ice, and it is what it is.
I like my iced coffee.
I like ice. I will take ice on my horchata, or else it gets too hot. You know what I mean? Especially right now. Indian summer's coming up. All right, Mega Man.
Oh
I
yeah.
appreciate the conversation. We hit everything. We talked about J6. We talked about Comey's indictment, Deep State, Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, Israel, which they kept asking about. Israel. Um, uh, I don't deny the fact that there are evil powers that be. I just haven't seen anything substantial that ties it over to them. But I know people say follow the money. We talked about Israel, Epstein flight logs, Diddy, and ICE. Mega Man, I want you to say any last words, anything you didn't say, get it off your chest right now. This won't be the last time we're going to get a strike, cabron, but go ahead and get it off your chest. What do you want to say?
Man, I just want to say, this whole situation going on in October for some spaceship that's coming our way, that's another distraction because again, they don't want to release the Epstein. It's huge. It's connected to the whole world, so they're gonna have all of these distractions, this Project Blue Beam and all, because again, people are waking up and we're seeing the players and how you said it. You gotta follow the money, where the money's going to, but this is an interesting conversation. I'm slowly coming back, but I just want to say thank you for having me on, even though our fucking Niners lost yesterday. But
I
it's all
know.
good.
I don't know.
It's all
I don't want to
good.
hear
But
about that. I don't want to talk about that. But can I
I
ask you one more
know.
thing? Can I ask you your thoughts real quick? And I know I'm going on overtime, but Lintonero, shout out to Lintonero from the Hater Squad, man, Hater World. Shout out to them, man. Great podcast. Palestine and Israel. I want to get your last thoughts on it. If you could be brief with it, where do you stand?
Look, man, there's no denying that, man. It's the Palestinians, man. When you start having these snipers start shooting Palestinian kids in the fucking foreheads, or they're trying to look for food and they're getting bombed. I've seen people getting raped by some of the IDF soldiers. It's wild, and there's no denying it. It's sad that you're seeing they're just getting killed left and right, and it's sad. It's
Because
really
there's a
fucking.
push. There's a push that says Raza for Gaza. One of the ones that was proponents for that I seen was Carlos Montes, one of the founders of the Brown Berets. He was on the channel. I asked him about Raza for Gaza, and don't you think though in wars, Mega Man, that there are all these atrocities that always happen? I mean, always happen. People get tied up, children, women, unforsakable things happen to them. You don't think maybe it's something that's always been happening, but now it's just getting highlighted on the internet?
Yeah, but at the same time, they're censoring a lot of people on the internet because they don't want the truth coming out. I mean, that's why you see Israel are buying off a lot of these social media platforms and putting their AI text to really censor of what's going on over there, or and also they're killing a lot of the journalists over there because they don't want the truth coming out. Because what happens if that truth starts coming out and we're seeing the real truth? It's gonna wake up the people's eyes, but also it's gonna make the Gen Zs more pisser than ever.
Robert Lucero, I'm going to start doing phone calls on the show. I'm just barely getting back on track too from, I blew my knee. I don't know if you knew this, cabron. I got a meniscus tear and an MCL sprain during this pelea right here, where I was even like a pendejo and I got a meniscus tear. But I'm going to get back on it where we can start getting phone calls. Robert Lucero, we don't duck and dodge any pinchy question. Imagine a pinchy Chicano being afraid of something, cabron. That's just not going to happen, bro. So we don't duck and dodge anything. My bad. Please tell me this guy isn't marvelous. Chinga su madre, man. That fucking guy right there. See, remember the song? She was 16 years old.
Years old,
Remember that
yeah,
one? I know,
yeah.
man. AC
Hey,
went in on him. No,
I
this
don't know.
guy right here. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And that's the thing. Also, I don't know why a lot of people support Marvelous Inc. I didn't know there was a podcast pedophile on YouTube, and I don't know why you guys still like supporting him. Fuck that guy. Oh, but he didn't know. A motherfucker who's 40 something years old got a 15, 16-year-old girl pregnant while his daughter is watching the baby in the living room while he's doing that 15, 16-year-old, and you guys still support this motherfucker?
Yeah, it says a lot about them. I think he's a cult leader that talks about this razzle dazzle. Mija, let me tell you about the times of Babylon we're living in. Ven pa'
Oh my
acá, te
God.
voy a pintar como an Aztec princess, mija. Vente pa' acá. And then I think the only people that are on that channel over there are fucking cult members. Now, one thing that's real, Mega Man, and this is the street shit, I might as well say it because I got the Hood Stocks hat on right here. So shout out to Hood Stocks, is he hasn't dealt with the streets on that issue yet, because let him go behind the walls, hit R&R in the LA County Jail, and try to explain himself. That is not going to happen. And he knows it because he said it himself. But again, it's a cult over there, cabron. I don't know what he is. I wish he would do his fucking DNA, because I know he's not raza, but he's not going to do his DNA because I think it's going to come back to England and Ireland and some other shit, right? Because that has already came out, right? That's evident. That's the fact. But let him kind of razzle dazzle. And I like what American Cholo called him. He called him the magician.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Kind of like a crystal ball, you know what I mean?
You know what's funny? Like when he did a YouTube and he had all you guys' faces on there, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, I heard Mega Man got beat up." Who got beat up? Like, why you gotta make up fucking lies? I was in the hospital because of my diabetes. So when I see a lot of these little Latino podcast platforms, they like to support certain channels, like, oh, there's a fallout with Mega Man. No, motherfucker. I just saw your fucking bullshit for who you are, and I don't want to be around fucking liars or fucking hypocrites or assholes or ignorant fucks or people who are friends with fucking pedophiles. I don't want to be near them. You're like the kid with fucking lies. Get the fuck away from me.
All I said for a long time, I shared a photo barely a couple weeks ago, but for like 6-7 months, I didn't say anything toward Norby's, right? I just told Norby's this. I said, man, I chinga su madre. Okay, this is all I said. All I said was just be careful around him. You're not a street guy. You don't know all that can happen if someone wants the clout, because this is some serious shit, man. He didn't just get her pregnant. He kept sleeping with her while she was underage, and that's a motherfucking fact. But again, we're going to let that go. Let the magician razzle dazzle his fucking quote all he wants, man. Here you go. Let me tell you about Babylon. All right,
my God.
What happened?
Now I was just looking at this dumbass named Sergio Martinez saying a fake heart attack to avoid
Don't trip. I got thick anyway. I'm from the fucking streets. Just don't think because I'm fucking mild-mannered and cool. Right, it's all good. Plus, anyone talking out the side of their neck on the fucking internet ain't never been nowhere. So it's all good, cabrón. All right, perfect. Fake the heart attack. He said he ain't. Oh, that, you know what? You do say PDF way, but I don't think you're using it in the right context with the fucking Chester, the rubber chicken way, because a PDF is someone that, the definition of a PDF is having some kind of mental derangement. And most of them are the ones that get caught with fucking pictures of kids when they're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think for sure he would have been on Megan's Law. The only reason he's not on Megan's Law is because the parents never picked up the phone. If the parents would have picked up the phone years ago, right now, I'd be able to pull him up on the Megan's Law website, and he knows it. But you keep saying PDF. I think chomo's appropriate term, no?
Yeah, chomos, yeah, PDF, chomos, either way. But the thing is, I think with that girl's mother, I'm surprised she didn't call the cops on Marvelous that, got that, their daughter pregnant.
Yeah. A lot of Mexican people are just like that. They're quiet, they're hush. We don't want to stir the pot. We don't want to cause no waves. That's why we just stay at the same job 70, 80 years, don't cause no waves, don't talk back to the supervisor. Maybe those were the kind of quiet people, because obviously he's a piece of shit, and then he doesn't even fucking take care of any of his kids, but he's giving advice on how to raise his kids, and he's giving advice about women, but he's sticking his shit in everything, and then he's saying that he can because the Bible had concubines.
I mean, his own kids narked about, like it was over Haters Road or on freaking American Cholo. It's like the jig is up, but at the same time, it's like, why are you still doing shows still? And I like how you said he has a cult following, so I guess in a way,
because in a cult you can do no wrong. You could go get busted. Hey, come out on the newspaper, you sniffed 10 bicycle seats. And then come over here, let me teach you about Babylon. All right, Mega Man, I'm out. Thank you for your time, Miss Cali Girl Eats. I appreciate you too, amiga. I know she's probably tuned in. Miss Chicano Tube, you guys. We have Mega Man here. We got one more special guest this week. Be on the lookout for the thumbnail. I appreciate your time, Mega Man. The Long Beach Social Experiment. Subscribe over. It's on Apple, Spotify, IG. Hook up with the Long Beach Social Experiment. He'll make you think. Mega Man, I appreciate you.
Yeah. Later, everyone. Later,
Yes,
hater.
have a good evening. Talk soon.
Late.
All right, you guys, we are out live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. Beautiful Linda Raza. Have a beautiful evening. Have a blessed week. But remember what I always say. In the end, all you got is the memories.